Right, here we go, Port fans. It's upon us now. The preview of Port Adelaide versus Geelong. Thank you so much for joining me for this special edition of a game preview. It's going to be a massive game on Thursday night. Our first final since the 2017 elimination final, which we can forget that. It's going to be huge. Finishing top of the table against a Geelong side who's in form, who gave us an absolute pounding last time we played them. It's all to play for at the Adelaide Oval, 7:10 p.m. Thursday night as we kick off the 2020 AFL Final Series campaign. So let's get straight into this preview and see who's going to play in each other, who's going to come out on top, who's going to win the midfield battle, and of course, who's going to win this game. So let's go straight into it. Port Adelaide versus Geelong, 2020 qualifying final preview. You can probably tell by that intro that I'm very excited. Well, yes, look at my hand. I'm actually acting. But anyway, I'm very nervous but very excited for this game. As a Port fan, someone who hasn't fully experienced what it's like to be a part of supporting a side that's on top of the table. You know, we had that early run in the early 2000s where we had, we were dominant across that 4 or 5 year period. But as a young kid, you never really can take it all in that you're top of the table and you're dominating teams and you deserve to be in that top spot. And here we are, 2020. I'm soaking it all in. I'm just absolutely loving the fact that Port Adelaide are going to play a home final against Geelong. One of our oldest rivals. They've had the wood on us. They've won 8 of the last 10 games against us. And it's just going to be an absolute ripper. This game has a lot on the line. And more so, I think, to be honest, they're pretty even. You know, look at the reasons. Port Adelaide haven't won a final since 2014. Ken Hinkley's he's under a lot of pressure, really, because now he's done all that hard work in the 17-game season. We've gotten to the point where we've been pretty consistent all year and he lost 3 games, finished top of the table, we've earned the right for a qualifying final at home, and you're coming up against Geelong and you haven't won a final in 6 years. That's a lot riding on the wall. You know, and Ken Hinkley's campaigns throughout, he's only had 3 final series campaigns, and you know he's had a lot on the line. And this is his moment. This is Ken. He was out coached last time we played Geelong at Metricon. You know, Tom Hawkins absolutely dominated Tom Cleary, and now there's an opportunity. There's a massive opportunity to get a head start and really implement a game plan that's going to knock off Geelong in front of 26,500 people on Thursday night. Then you look at the flip side, Geelong. 4-11, Chris Scott is in finals series campaigns. 4 wins, 11 losses. I won that premiership in 2011. Some questions are now starting to come. You know, did he actually win that flag, or was it, all part of the dynasty that Bomber Thompson left in that time? They've been one of the best teams of the modern era, Geelong. Actually, probably one of the best teams since the AFL began in the the 90s, or you go back through the VFL as well. They've been one of the more consistent teams on a consistent basis for a number of years, and have not made the finals once in the past 14 years or something. It's just a remarkable statistics that Geelong have, and they're coming in with a side that holds Dangerfield, Ablett, Selwood, Hawkins, Harry Taylor, these types of players that have been around for a while and know what it's all about. Dangerfield obviously hasn't had that flag, but he's had finals experience and he's a big game player. Was second best last time we played Geelong. So it's all about all of these expectations coming together for both sides to kick off this final series. It's just going to be absolutely epic in front of I'll say full house in terms of how many tickets were sold. A full house, Adelaide Oval, quote, 26,500 people. What to expect from this game? Well, I'm going to expect the first 5 minutes to be hot. Like, the kitchen's going to be, I'm talking Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen type stuff. He's going to be asking where the lamb sauce is because it's going to be hot. Things are going to be cooking. In the centre clearances, you got Boak up against Dangerfield, Selwood up against Wines. The matchups in the middle are so intriguing. Last time Port played Geelong, we came off that 4 games in 16-week period, and Geelong had a 6-day break, I think it was. I can't remember fully, but We look tired, we look lethargic. Both teams have had a week off now. Both teams have prepared as best they can. That first 5 minutes is going to be crucial. And I've always said you can tell if Port Adelaide are on in that first 5 minute period. In fact, you can tell as soon as they do that first clearance, that first bounce, you'll see if Port Adelaide is on. And if we get the first clearance, or we laid the first big tackle, Tom Rockcliffe gets a quick handball out and Boat gets the centre clearance, or something like that happens, and you go deep inside 50 early, then I'll know that Port Adelaide is here to play. And it brings me to the next thing. Charlie Dixon was unsighted against Geelong last time due to the fact that our entries inside 50 were absolutely shocking, and he just couldn't get his hands on the ball because he had 4-on-1 most of the time. He is a key factor once again. All Australian centre-half forward now. He's the big name player. He's the key. If he kicks 2 goals or more Thursday night, Port Adelaide win this game. It's as simple as that, because we know we've got the crumbing forwards. Robbie Gray's going to be electrifying. Carl Amon off the wing is going to be hitting the scoreboard, no doubt, with that run. Xavier Dersma, Todd Marshall wasn't in the side last time. He's got to step up, Toddy, because this is finals now. This is, he's worked so well with Charlie, but he hasn't had an impact as well as we would have liked. And we're very much questioning whether or not he should be in the side at the moment, just to make way for Westhoff, which would be unfortunate to see no Westhoff in the side, I don't believe. But this is Marshall now. Didn't have him against Geelong last time. They work a lot better than other combinations in the club. So it's all up to our key forwards and making sure that they have an impact on the scoreboard. If Marshall kicks 2 and Dixon kicks 2, then no doubt, we're going to get that 10, 11, 12 goal limit that you see so often in this 16-quarter era that's 2020. That wins games in finals. 12 goals will win you games in finals. And it's a massive opportunity to take. And I'll tell you what, just watch out for Robbie Gray, because he's in some fine form leading into this final series, and I reckon he's about to turn it on again. Spoke about how important the midfield is. I spoke about how important Charlie Dixon and making sure that our forward line is functioning and our entries inside 50s are accurate and really deep, and we make the most of our opportunities. Comes down to the defensive line now. A lot of talk about selection, and Burton's going to come into the side. Butters is coming back, which is a massive, massive help. Tom Cleary's fit, ready to come back into the side. So you think Bonner, Woodcock and Leanett make way for those 3. Which is unfortunate, because I thought Leanett deserved an opportunity again because of his great game against Collingwood. But structurally, put those 3 in. On paper, that's our best 22 by a country mile. And Burton's slickness off the half-back line. You've got Butters, whose attack on the footy, he's refreshed. He's had 3 weeks off. The bloke is bursting out of his skin to come out and bash some of these blokes that play for Geelong. We just got to make sure we get our matchups right down back. And I don't think Tom Cleary plays on Hawkins. I'd love to see Tom Jonas start. I'm hearing some things like Mackenzie. Mackenzie's a good one-on-one player, but I think side by side, it's going to be similar to what happened with Cleary. He's just going to get thrown out and just get pushed under the football. We've got to play from behind. That's how you beat Tom Hawkins. Play from behind, over his shoulder, make sure you get that fist in. And team defence is going to be so crucial, making sure that Hawkins doesn't have one-on-ones. You help out when the ball's coming in deep inside 50. If Ken Hinkley can master a plan to make sure that Geelong's forward half pressure and forward half efficiency is below 50%, then it's going to be a hard task for Geelong to beat a side like Port Adelaide, who will no doubt play a very similar game and, I hope, take their opportunities. And if they do that, Port Adelaide are going to win this game. So that leads me to my tip. Port Adelaide, I think, will win this first qualifying final. I feel like there's just a bit of momentum there now. It's very different circumstances to how we lost to Geelong the first time. It's got a lot more on the line. And I can just see us standing up, our maturity level, the way we approach momentum swings with certain teams throughout the year. We've just matured as a side, and as a young side, we're going to be energetic, and having 10 days off, bloody hell, I'm excited to see this one. We have met in a final before, 2004 at Amy Stadium in the qualifying final then. We've obviously met in the 2007 grand final. There's a lot of history between these two clubs. And obviously it's a rivalry. And I feel like we owe Geelong one. And I very much hope Port Adelaide get up and get the job done. This is a massive tick if Port Adelaide get the job done. If they get the win, home prelim final is on the line here. It's gonna be amazing. So very much looking forward to it. Well, Port fans, that is my preview of Port Adelaide versus Geelong for the first qualifying final. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking about this week's game, Thursday night football. Let me know if you're going. 26,500 people. You know that's going to be so loud. You know that's going to be, the atmosphere is going to be electrifying. And I'm very, very, very keen to see the support that the boys are going to get, because it's going to be out of this world. And I'm preparing my voice, saving it, so I'm making sure I'm screaming loud and clear. Thank you so much as well for the support on the 2020 finals pump-up video for Port Adelaide. I really appreciate that. I'm glad it could have an effect on you to get you pumped and ready to go for Thursday night. So thank you very much for that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content coming your way across the rest of this final series. My name is Anthony. Thank you all for watching. And as always, can the pair.